Hello, good morning, and welcome to Choices. This is Choices coming your way live. This morning, I am President Chirele, your host on Choices. It's about 1 month now that our darling sister, a beautiful lady, a mother of 4, a wonderful singer, a blessed daughter of God, was announced dead. And since after that, so many news came out, so many people spoke, her family spoke, her children spoke, the Minister of Women Affairs in Nigeria spoke about it, the IGP, everybody. We were waiting for the autopsy. For how long will the autopsy take to come out? Has it become one of those news in Nigeria that at the end of the day, nothing is said about it? Has the NWACHUKWU'S case been closed? Or are we still waiting for any justice for NWACHUKWU? I dedicated Choices today to NWACHUKWU again to say everything that is being done concerning that lady has to be done with justice at heart. Let no one think that, oh, Nigerians are calm now and then they can go ahead and do anything. Nothing is being said again about her. Nobody is speaking. The Nigerian police said they have transferred the case to Attorney General's office. Attorney General's office is saying nothing. Mr. Peter Nwachukwu is still eating and drinking in detention. And OSINACHI's children are motherless. Her mother has lost her dearest daughter. Her twin sister has lost her twin sister. The church have lost a voice. Some of us have lost a friend, and nothing is being said. I actually came up this morning to ask what is happening to the autopsy. Why didn't they make it public? We all have general view. Everybody is speculating, saying the same thing. Her abusive husband did this or did that to her, and nobody is speaking again. Is it supposed to be a secret? Are we not supposed to know what happened? Was OSINACHI actually killed by her husband? Was it out of the abuse that she had the blood clots in her heart that was said earlier by National Hospital Nigeria? Or was it just as, in quotes, the man said she had cancer of the truth? Just to make people feel, oh, where was God for somebody who was using her voice for him? I want to welcome you this morning to Choices. Welcome you again to the month of May. And I am really on a very sad note talking about OSINACHI this morning, telling you that OSINACHI's case demands justice. Every woman out there, every youth out there is demanding for OSINACHI's justice. And we want to tell the whole world that we say no to this big abuse. If OSINACHI cannot get justice, it means that there's no justice for anyone in the whole of this nation, Nigeria. If somebody like her, everybody made a lot of noise about it, people cried, people talked, people made some speculations, assumptions, different things. And if up till now we're not getting an official statement from the Nigerian police or from the Attorney General's office that the autopsy says this or that, then what are we looking at? Is there a game being played? Is somebody trying to start playing games with this woman's death? I told us of the story of how I met her and how she told me if I wanted them to beat her to death. And that was the reality. I'm not saying what didn't happen. So many people in Abuja Sisters Fellowship International knew about when she came for my program and how she came very late for that program. It was at that program, at the end of the program, that I was asking her, why would your husband be your manager? Why was I supposed to pay to him? And she was like, in our vernacular language, do you want them to beat you to death? And I asked that simple question, are you being beaten? Can you speak about it? And she refused. All efforts were made, but she couldn't say a word about it. Right now, I want to tell us that singular thing that she said that day actually spurred me to get close to her. I tried speaking to her from time to time, but the man was ever available. around her never allowed her to speak. And then at the end of the day, the news came. Just a shocking news on the 8th of April that OSINACHI died. And then the next thing we're hearing was that she became sick sometime end of January, February. She was in and out of hospital, and yet it was actually never said to anybody's hearing. The media didn't hear it. Dunamis Church didn't talk about it. That one is normal in Dunamis Church. They don't talk about death. They don't talk about the sick. They don't talk about anything that will actually make anybody to feel that the devil is doing anything. So I don't fault them for that. It's their own rules there. But I want to say that all we heard about was that she died. And then after everything, after a lot of accusations against the church, Pastor Nenche came up and talked about what he knew about it. And I dropped my heart for him because I know that he has zero tolerance to abuse. He does not accept anything called abuse. He does not want to encourage anybody who does not please God. That I know of, that Nenche. But the truth is, I also think that by now it should be made public to us. What has the autopsy said? What is about her autopsy? Has it been confirmed that Peter Nwachukwu actually hit her to her chest, that she bled internally and died? Has it been confirmed that she had a cancer of the throat? We need to know that so that the whole world can actually be at peace on this matter. And then the men who are still doing these abusive things will begin to understand that we are not punch bags that they should be punching all the time. Shortly after OSINACHI's death, I met somebody who was telling me after having 4 children, her husband is still abusing her. I said, in this Nigeria, even with the news going around. And I called him and I told him, I said, I just heard about this. If you don't want me to take you to Women Affairs or to take you to the lady lawyers in Nigeria, don't even try nonsense anymore. And he went on his knees and was telling me, oh, I'm so sorry, ma. It will never happen again. I don't know what comes over me. That demon that comes over any man that touches a woman, that demon must be destroyed by the justice for OSINACHI Nwachukwu. If we do not get justice for OSINACHI Nwachukwu, then it means that we are not really ready to fight this abuse. So many women spoke up after OSINACHI's death, and talked about how they were being abused. Some walked away. A lady called off her wedding immediately when the thing happened. And as she called off her wedding, it did not stop anybody from saying what they wanted to say. So many people made assumptions. So many people said different things. So many people felt it was wrong of her to have done that. Some are saying that, oh, it was debunked by the man and whatever, whatever. We don't care. All we want to know is that no man should abuse a woman and no woman should abuse a man in case. Because I know that some women also abuse their husbands. So we are not talking about just OSINACHI Nwachukwu in this matter. We're talking about you and I. As women, nobody is permitted to abuse you. You are alive to serve your God. You are alive to make impact in your generation. Not alive for one person to take off life out of you at your prime. You see some people, even when their marriage is over 20, they are being abused and they are still keeping quiet and saying he will change. For how long will he change? Will it take another 30 years for him to change when you would have been dead in your grave? I want to urge everybody here to please let us rise up again for OSINACHI Nwachukwu and begin to talk about her autopsy. It has to be brought out to the public. We want to see it. We want to know what happened. Who killed OSINACHI Nwachukwu? Was it Peter Nwachukwu that killed OSINACHI, or was it cancer that killed OSINACHI Nwachukwu? It's very important to all of us. We need to know that. And so that is why this morning I am calling on all Nigerians and calling on all concerned parties, all women, lawyers, doctors, wives, youths, Christians and Muslims, wherever you are. Rise up and let us talk about OSINACHI Nwachukwu''s death. Let OSINACHI Nwachukwu get justice. There's no point saying, yes, everything has been said. The Minister of Women Affairs has said she's talking to the government to help get them a house, to help get the children in school. Yes, and settle the children. Fine, oh well and good. I'm happy about that. OSINACHI Nwachukwu has told the people that she wants to tell that she's handing over her microphone to her twin sister. Oh, fine, too. But OSINACHI Nwachukwu shouldn't die for nothing. She should not die in vain. And so we should be able to come up, all of us, and ask what is happening to OSINACHI Nwachukwu, and let us get that justice. National Hospital has given the report to the IGP's office, and the IGP, the news coming from the Public Relations Officer there, said that the report has been taken to the Attorney General's office. If it's been taken to the Attorney General's office since the 26th of April, I don't know what is happening that they've not been able to say anything about it. We've not heard that Peter Nwachukwu has been arraigned in the court. All we heard is that he will be charged to court. He will be charged to court. When is he going to court? What happened? Why is he going to court? Is it for the abuses of past or for also the abuse that led to her death? We want to know. And so I want us to please raise our voices for OSINACHI Nwachukwu. That lady served God. Yes, I know that it was a sacrifice she made so that so many other women will come out of their pain. So many of them there at every point in time, at different points, people asked her questions she could not answer. She could not speak to anybody. She could not say this is exactly what it is. So I want you to know that you need to speak out when you are doing anything relationship you are in. Make sure that you are speaking. In any abusive relationship you find yourself, speak out. Do not keep quiet. Speak out. Do not keep quiet. That is your only solution. The fear of the monster can make you to say, oh, I will not speak. Let them not say. Let him not hear. And then, no. When you speak out, we will protect you and then stop the abuser. That is the point. By the mercies of God, I know that so many families whom I have intervened in their matters have been able to get justice. The women have gotten justice. It's only in 2 cases that it was a man's case that I had to really get the woman back to her right sense, to make her understand that the man remains your husband, that he has no job at a particular time does not make him less a man. And by the grace of God, peace is restored in such a home. It's easier for a woman to change when when an abusive relationship is involved. But it's so difficult for a man who hears only in his ears that his father said, kill her, beat her. That's the only way we survive. Some people in this country will tell you that in their own culture that a woman has no voice, and for that reason when you speak, they subdue you. No, it's not allowed. No culture says a woman should not speak. If your culture is still archaic, please speak up. Let people come to your aid in your own community. A community where they will say, as a lady, you get married into their community, you don't have a right to send a dime to your parents because you are called their wife. It is not done. It is complete abuse. And then the whole village will come after you. The whole family will come after you, singing and shouting against you that you've got no right to touch anything that belongs to you to give to your parents. Where were they when your parents were training you? Where were they when you were going through all that you went through in your father's house? Out of love, you came and married them. Then if that's the case, please marry your tribe. I advise such communities, do not go outside to get any woman. Your people who already know their laws, let them remain with you there if you don't want a change. But I tell you, change is inevitable. If in your community, you people say that a woman, because she's called a woman, a wife, has no voice, then who will have a voice in that community? Then that community is a ruined community. That community is doomed, because any community that does not have a voice of a woman does not have a voice of recreation. Because a woman is there to bring in recreation and bring in new things in the society. I want you to remember that if you're in any family and you hear somebody telling you that my father used to beat my mother, run for your dear life in that relationship if you're not yet married. And if you're married, take your husband for counseling and deliverance. Take him out so that somebody can deliver him from the spirit of his father. Because it's not correct that the father was beating his mother. So he grew up knowing abuse, thinking it's a normal thing. You can imagine what would have happened to OSINACHI's children if God has not intervened now. Thanks to the Minister of Women Affairs who has taken them off from that place. At least let them get a new reorientation. Let them have a reorientation of knowing that it is a wicked thing for any man to raise his finger over his wife. You don't need to fight your wife. You don't need to beat her. Everybody is bound to make mistakes. even you, the man, when you make mistakes, we don't kill you with your mistakes. All one will do is, marriage is a relationship of understanding. It's a relationship that is based on both of you understanding, compromise. You compromise on some areas, he compromises on some areas. So don't keep thinking that, oh, because your father and your mother were having it rough, so your own marriage should be rough. No, no, sir, no, ma. Your own can be a difference. Make a difference in your community. Make a difference in your family. That family that knows what it means to abuse people, stop it. As a younger person, somebody, an uncle, I went to do industrial training while I was in the university in his house. Just within that short period of 4 months training that I went to do, I realized that this man beats his wife at any little provocation, especially at midnight. He comes back from work, the woman gets scared that he's back. After food, after everything, they go to bed. The next thing you hear in their bedroom is fight. And it happened once, twice. The second time I called my uncle, he was somebody that everybody feared in the family. I called him early morning and I said, sir, sorry, I take exception to this kind of lifestyle. He said, what's that? I said, how could you be beating your wife every night? I don't know what she may have been doing wrong. I do not want to know what she has done wrong, but you can't be beating her every night. For crying out loud, I, your sister, I just told him, I said, I, as your sister, if I am married today and a man lifts his finger against me, won't you come and fight? And he was like, so I have grown up enough to talk to him. I said, yes, I have. I'm in the university, for crying out loud, so I should talk to you. And by the time I told him, he was like, so I have grown. I said, yes, I have. And he was so furious with me, but he wouldn't lay a finger on me because in our house, they were not taught to beat us. So who taught you to beat your wife? By the time I spoke to him, the next day, the woman called me and said, thank you. For about a week, he didn't touch her. The night he tried it again, I came against him like wildfire. I stood up for her that midnight, about 2 a.m. No matter what she has done to you, it's possible that she's not allowing him make love to her. So is she a machine? Because it means that every night you want to sleep with her and the woman is tired. And she was, moreover, she was even nursing a baby. I didn't know what it was, but I'm just saying. But by the time I rose up that night, he saw the other side of me and he realized I was ready to join his wife and injure him that night. That was the end of it. He didn't beat her again till he died. Because the man is late today. When he died, I told the wife, I said, I know you love your husband so much. He's dead, but you just be strong for yourself. After all, what did you get from him? It was beaten every time. Despite his money and everything, you never enjoyed it. So now you have time to enjoy yourself. I'm not saying kill your husband, please. I only try to say that that woman suffered so much. God brought me to their house and rescued her. So please, whatever you are doing, just remember, abusive marriage is not accepted by any standard. You don't have a reason to do that. It is barbaric to lift a finger against your own wife. Even your children, you're not even supposed to lift your fingers against them. You can correct your children without hitting them. You can actually make children understand why you are angry. It's not about hitting and hitting and hitting. They're not animals. They are your own flesh and blood. You can speak to your child. If you are abusing your children, they grow up abusing each other. You realize that everybody will rise up against each other. One day, boom, anything, they hit the younger ones. And you are wondering, why are they fighting? You taught them. So please and please, this particular video today is just to remind us that OSINACHI NWACHUKWU died 1 month ago. And up till today, her autopsy has been released. Nigerian police have not given us the results of the autopsy. The Attorney General's office have not given the results of the autopsy. And the church, dunamis, do not have the results of the autopsy. If they do, they have also not given it out. Her family are not yet aware of the autopsy results. So what are we saying? Her body is still lying in the mortuary. And because of the autopsy, they cannot fix burial. We need to know what is happening. Some of us want to understand, is there justice for OSINACHI NWACHUKWU or not? So that we know where to stand. My beloved sisters, my beloved brothers, everybody who is watching me from any part of the world where you're watching, just know that the major thing today is that we want to get justice for OSINACHI Nwachukwu. Justice for OSINACHI Nwachukwu or nothing. She cannot just rise like that and die at 42, leaving 4 young children without anybody attending to them. No, we say no to that. We want OSINACHI Nwachukwu's justice. And if you agree with me, please join me. This video will be on YouTube, it will be on Instagram, it will be on Facebook, everywhere. Join me, share it, and tell people that OSINACHI Nwachukwu's justice is important to us. We need to know what is happening. Let's share it until it gets to the authority, where they will now know that we are asking for justice for OSINACHI Nwachukwu. If you're in an abusive relationship, I have always told you, come on my wall and send me a DM. Send me a private chat. We will come looking for you. Do not go and die like OSINACHI. OSINACHI has paid the price now for so many people. Do not go and pay another price. Nobody wants you to pay the price again. Enough of abuse. Enough is enough. So I want to tell everybody today that all that you need to do is to share the video, like the video, say your own on the walls of this video. Let the people know that we are not keeping quiet. The quietness is too much. I have been so worried and I'm asking questions. All the people I asked, nobody is answering me. I have asked in different offices that I'm supposed to get the results from. Nobody is saying anything. I have gone to the Attorney General's office to ask. I have asked in the police. I have asked in Dunamis. Nobody is having any report on OSINACHI Nwachukwu. Is her case dead? As she's dead? Is Peter Nwachukwu released? Or he's just in detention and then some of the security agents are also helping in giving him food and giving him good drinks to take? He's enjoying himself. Or have they swept her case under the carpet like every other case that they want to sweep under the carpet in Nigeria? Please, OSINACHI Nwachukwu demands her justice. I am asking everybody to join me. Let's demand justice for OSINACHI Nwachukwu. Thank you for watching this video. God bless you. Have a wonderful week. Bye.